I try to have a calendar, so I have like due dates, because like for the novel, for example, if I put myself a due date for the novel to finish the novel, because I knew that if I didn't put myself a final day, I would keep writing, right? Like sometimes when you have a creative project, you feel like you can change it a lot. So you need to be organized with yourself and responsible and say like, okay, this day I'm going to finish it and move on to the next part, like the production part or the edition part, because you can just keep going, right? I feel like sometimes with writing, that's what happens. And so for the novel, for example, I said to myself, okay, I'm going to write for a year, and no matter what happens in my life, this day I'm going to a coffee shop, I'm going to write the final chapter, and that's it. No more writing.
Interesting. So how do you do it? So you set deadlines.
Yeah.
What about the day-to-day? Like when you wake up, do you write every day?
I try to write every day, but I don't like to feel like it's a job.
Sure.
Because, like, for example, I used to date this guy that said, like, if you want to be famous on TikTok and Instagram, you have to post, like, 3 times a day and upload stories and that. And I was like, I don't want to do that because it changes into a job more than real inspiration, you know? And I want to write because I like to write, and I like to share what I write, not because I must do it. So I feel like I'm a best writer when I write from inspiration rather than I have to sit down and write for an hour, because that doesn't work for me.
Do you then, I get that, do you, to make sure that the writing gets done, do you have like an idea in your mind of like every week, do you have writing goals or anything like that?
Yeah, I try to put my goals for myself. Like, for example, for this second novel that I'm writing, I try to say, okay, it has to be done this date, so I have to write 2 chapters a day. Sometimes I don't get to write the 2 chapters, but having a goal helps me to just stop fooling around, because sometimes I feel like I have all this time in the world and I need to focus myself and say, okay, no, you have to finish it, because spoiler, this novel is about my grandparents.
Okay.
So it's a huge deadline, like grandparents, you know, like anything can happen to them.
That's very true.
And what happens if they don't read the novel? So that's my deadline,
so
right?
you're like, I need to write this.
Yeah, fast. So yeah.
Because you never know. You never know with any of us at
Yeah.
the same time. And that's what's beautiful about writing too, is you can put all your thoughts down and then it can be discovered later too.
Yeah. Like with the novel, I didn't know that I was writing a novel. I was just writing in my notes. At the beginning, I thought maybe it's just a poem or a short story. Because it was my dream to write a novel. My grandma always said to me, like, when are you going to write a novel? Like, I like your stories and I like your poetry, but you must write a novel. And I struggled a lot with like how I'm going to write 300 pages. I think it's a lot. But then this happened and it actually wrote itself, because I was writing daily, like a little bit, so it wasn't that hard.